So this evening I have with us Mr. Jordaan. He's the Executive Mayor for Nelson Mandela Bay Metropolitan Municipality. Before him being a mayor, he was in charge of the committee to bring the World Cup to South Africa. He's the one that allowed us to blow the vuvuzela. So thanks again for that, sir. So before we get into it, South Africa's come a long way. Since 1994, we've developed as a country, as a people, from province to district down to community level. Mr. Jordaan, since the time you've been mayor here in Port Elizabeth, what changes have you seen take place for the people?
Well, I'm now just on a year
Okay.
serving as mayor, and when we started last year, May, we had specific challenges. The budget of the city at the time had projected a 400 million deficit. And we said, no, we are not going to take to the council a deficit budget. We want a cash-backed budget. And even if we go with a small surplus, we want a surplus. So we had to immediately start reworking the budget. Of course, we had to push against time because we had to present it before the end of May. We went in with that budget and subsequent adjustments to bring us to a point now that we have cash holdings of about 2 billion and also that we've just received from Moody's 3 notches upgrade on the credit rating of the city. Also seen tremendous inflow of investment in the metro, well over 20 billion over the last 6 months, and we're working hard. So the responsibility that we carry, of course, is to deal with the questions of poverty, unemployment, social deprivation, and deliver houses and health services, roads, water, electricity, and so on. But a fundamental challenge in this metro has been and still is the creation of jobs. This metro has been driven in the economic sector by the automotive industry, General Motors, Ford, Volkswagen, and then the other components, tire manufacturers, glass manufacturers, and so on. And when I was born in this city.
Okay.
When I was born, yeah, those were the dominant features of the economy of the metro. And when I came back to become the mayor, it still remain the dominant features of the economy.
So it's like you're carrying on a legacy that once was.
Yes, but we also have unemployment. And therefore, we had to say that we cannot depend on the automotive industry to carry the full load of the creation of jobs. And therefore, we have to diversify the economy of the metro. And so we have looked at the ocean economy, and we have a city with a 160-kilometer coastline. We have a city with 2 ports, a deep water port, the port of Nuga, as well as the port of Port Elizabeth. And yet it's underutilized. We have a long coastline, but we don't have a fishing industry in the city. We have 130,000 ships passing both ports without stopping. We have ocean liners passing without stopping. As I said, you know, the reason why Jan van Riebeeck came, because the Dutch East India Company understood the ocean economy,
Yes.
understood that they must stop over, replenish, refuel in modern times, and yet we as a metro has not looked at the blue economy, the ocean economy. So we're working with the university. We've formed a working group, and this university, Nelson Mandela University, I think is a preeminent institution for research in the ocean economy. And that research outcomes has hardly been beneficial to the metro. So we have now formed an implementing task team to deal with this question. Of course, the second area is to look at the township economy. I think a city like Johannesburg has made many advances in this field. Also, looking at the creative economy, we have a world-class opera house here in this metro. But that opera house essentially served as a hosting venue, hosting shows and music and others in the venue. But we said this must be a venue for production, because it is when you move from hosting to production that you will create a real economy, opportunity, and jobs. We also looked at the question of tourism. This bay here behind us is the world capital of the blue bottlenose dolphins.
Okay.
If you wake up early in the morning, around about 6, you will find the dolphins swimming, and in the afternoon coming back. They live here in the bay. It is a capital of the bottlenose dolphin.
That's pretty amazing.
And yet,
It gets
it's
lost in the
something
translation.
that people just admire and so on. It doesn't become part of our tourism package. Now, there's a lot of opportunities around the ocean economy. Township economy, as I've indicated, the creative economy, tourism. We've already engaged the ocean liners, because one ocean liner came in here, the Queen Elizabeth, brought 2,000 passengers. I can imagine how many plane loads of people must
It would have
land for you
taken.
to get one ship brings 2,000. And it's an opportunity that we pursue very aggressively now. And then in the periphery of the metro, we have very strong agriculture. This was the mohair capital, is still the mohair capital of the country. Wool has been always very important, than citrus and other fruit in the periphery. So we're looking at that as well, because reigniting, diversifying the economy is the one central challenge. Of course, inside the metro, we had to drive a program to get greater efficiency, greater responsiveness of our administration. We've created a rapid response task team. And this task team consists of members from all our departments in one task team. So that if you phone in the morning that you have a pothole, they must respond. If we must clean the street, they must respond. If the light is out, they must respond. And I get regular reports from the rapid response.
That's
task
fantastic. That's service delivery. So, Mr. Jordaan, what would you say to your predecessor by the year 2030? By then, I'm sure you won't be in office. But what message, if you can, to give to that person that will be mayor of the city?
Well, I will definitely not be in office. That is the first assurance that I can get my successor. I'll be well into retirement. I want to see the city be true to its name. This city is Nelson Mandela. And this city must be true to its name, must take care of the youth, respond to the needs of the poor and the downtrodden, have a strong moral and social conviction, manage the affairs of the city in a way that would put a smile on Madiba's face, and that deal with the question of corruption, deal with the question of lack of responsiveness, and create a safe environment. And so the question that I'm asking, and what my successor must ask, what would Mandela have said? In any situation, what it would have said about those who don't have houses, those who don't have jobs, those who must go hungry at night. He would want us to do something about it. And that is something that is not just for me, but for every other mayor of this metro, to always walk and work in the vision, the inspiration, the dedication and hard work of Nelson Mandela, and create the kind of democracy that he really wants. It was not just the changing of the Constitution or providing a theoretical framework that's different and more democratic. It's in its substance that the lives of people are better, that they can go to bed looking forward to tomorrow with a smile on their face, a body that they can wash because there's water, a stomach that's full because there's food, and that they can go to work and not sit around wondering when they will be able to restore their dignity by having an income. Those are the issues that Madiba would have asked us to address, and that is what inspires us, that is what's driving us.
And those are great words to leave with. So to the Mayor of the year 2030, we hope that you've taken on this mantle. But until then, the mayors of today, Mr. Jordaan, and those to come will hold the message of the National Development Plan and for the people of Port Elizabeth. Thank you.
Thank you very much.